they're not that good at goodbyes because they're through to week 6. It's Michelle and Gio.
I'm way too good at goodbyes.
I love the connection that you guys had through this story.
It's elegant, but for me, it lacks any sort of sensual part in the body.
I felt every movement you gave, and that's something that's really, really, really special.
It's Mama Michelle and Gio! Let's not beat around the bush. The rumba's probably not your favourite dance, is it, Michelle?
I loved it.
Really?
I really did. It's not the easiest, but I enjoyed the storytelling, and I enjoyed doing it.
But I've got to say, if that's the worst that Strictly can throw to you, up at this point, you are having a laugh. You are doing so well at the minute. Can you believe how this experience is going for you?
No, and I don't even want to think about it, because the minute you think about it too much, that's when everything falls apart. I'm just enjoying this experience. I never thought I could do anything like this in my entire life. And the fact that I'm doing it and have an incredible partner like Gio teaching it to me has been unbelievable. Like,
and
I'm
you're
dancing.
doing it, Michelle. You're doing it. And Gio, it was a tricky routine. I think Shirley even thought the opening was championship standard, is what she says. How did it feel for you performing it?
I don't know. That's better, you or Michelle, at the beginning of the routine already. But I think yeah, it was very, very, very difficult. It was a lot of basic over there. We spoke about the legs. We spoke about the hip movement. You know, it's a competition. We want to show them that she can really do. And as I said on Saturday night, we were very, very proud. It wasn't easy.
It was a lovely dance. Michelle, I've got to ask you, you've done so many amazing things in your career, but starting a dance on your own...
With a scarf?
With a scarf, having a lovely time, cleaning all the cameras. How daunting was that? Did you feel nervous, or was it nice to have a bit of alone time?
You know, because there were so many emotions in that scarf, because the story was... He was dead.
Yeah.
And I had this to remind me of him, and he was coming back like Ghost for one last dance. So it was that moment of having that emotion. So it wasn't daunting, it was just real.
Yeah, and we could see that, and it was fantastic. And the judges loved the storytelling as well. Yeah, they got that. They understood that. Motzi felt every movement, but Craig, Gio, said he wanted a bit more ooze, darling.
Yeah, it's understandable. Again, it was week 5.
I thought there was a lot of ooze.
It's a lot of ooze, but I understand his point. You know, you want to be Craig, which makes sense. We could have done more hips. We spoke about this.
100%.
We could have done more release on your hips, but listen. Week 5, rumba, it's always difficult for celebrities. She's never done it before. I think she did an incredible job, and I'm proud of it. So, judges.
For a moment. I listened to the judges' comments. You know I do, Michelle, and I know you do as well, but there's only one way I gauge your dances, and that's if your lovely husband David has cried. Did he cry?
He cries at everything. I told you, he cries at commercials. He cries at every single thing in the world. He just cries. So, yeah, well, he was sobbing.
I'm glad he was crying on Saturday night. That's what we'll do. We'll talk about your score, because it was 29. It was your lowest score so far for you. But are you feeling good about going into this week?
I am so excited to dance this week. I think he's done an incredible job choreographing it.
Thanks.
But it's also got a beautiful flow.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It's got a beautiful flow to it. When we're connected and it's locked, what?
Carry on. Carry on.
I can sense an argument. I can smell it.
When it's locked in and it's right, it's really right. And we get to be Morticia and Gomez, and it's Halloween week. So what more can you ask?
It is Halloween week. And I've got to say, the rumba's now behind you.
Yay,
But before we say goodbye to it, Craig did say, given a few more weeks, if you carried on with that, that could have been your dance. Do you think if you got to do it again, you would really click with it?
I would hope so. I would hope I can ooze all the way out.
Let me ooze it all over the thing.
What does that mean?
Gio.
Relax.
Yeah, that's what we'll say. That's what we're saying. Well, we're going to bring on Halloween because next up, these two are dancing the foxtrot to this classic. Get involved at home.
Stop the song.
Yeah, we're doing the full song. It is the Addams family.
8 hours a day.
Yes.
8 hours a day you're
6
listening
days
to that.
a week.
Now, I thought you were born to play Liza, but then you throw Morticia into the mix, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, bring it all on. Anybody with black hair. Riley, you're next. I'm playing you next.
Good luck. I've got some fake teeth. The Friday panel we've got. The foxtrot, I mean, it's lovely to watch. How are you finding rehearsing it?
It's much more complicated than it looks. I think people see it, it's a slower dance, and they think, oh, it's just holding your frame. Your frame is part of it, and he's been really on my frame. But there's so many feet things that are involved in this dance that you can't really see. There's heel, dragging heel, leads, so many different things. So when I do it right, it'll be really pretty.
Well, I've got to say, it looks like you're doing it right there in that rehearsal.
She has a good frame. We've been working a lot on the frame. I shouldn't tell you that, but yeah, she got a beautiful.
You shouldn't tell me what.
That you have a beautiful frame because
you.
You know it's
Guys, that's the first compliment I've ever gotten. So
yeah, because we're on camera.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a foxtrot. It's a Borm dance. I think you're very good at Borm. So the only way is maintain the frame. Again, we are on camera, so it doesn't switch off yet.
Doesn't count, great.
But yeah, I think we're doing all right. We're doing okay. It's gonna be a strong one.
You mentioned it with the song. You're listening to that song 8 hours a day, am I right in saying
The
that?
first 2 days, he wouldn't even play it.
No.
He just choreographed it and said, "Dun," and sang it because the thought of playing it over and over again. So now it's a joke.
And then we stopped to train with the music. We just do without music, just listen today. We come back with the music today.
Well, I've got to tell you something. Oh, I think a skeleton has just fell over. What's going on? It's strictly stat time, guys. It is, yeah. Gio, you are our most hell-raising pro because you have an average Halloween score of 37.5. Some kind of freak over there. Michelle.
No pressure.
How does pressure feel? Can you do it?
Of course I can do it, Riley.
This is what I want to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for gorgeous Michelle and Gio, everyone. Right, let's pop over to Getting in Hell Tree.
I've come across this terrifying trio, and actually